Welcome back to Down in the 216, hosted by your boy Will here. And today I'm just making a quick video. I'm actually on my way to go to work right now, but hit the like and subscribe button. I just wanted to come to you guys after this Denzel Award news has broke out. And this just going down the trickle down effect of what can happen if we trade Myles Garrett. Originally talking about this and going over with everything as far as with this team and what their trajectory was going to be. Entering the offseason, you think, hey, first thing, you just need a quarterback. Let's revamp that offensive line, get a good QB out there and see what they can do. Now, when you're talking about trading Myles Garrett, you're pretty much resetting your whole team because, your team is built off the strength of that defensive line. That helps the corners play the way they play. And then when Myles is not there, that's going to make the corners look a lot worse. It's going to make their jobs a lot harder. And now you got a guy like Denzel Ward pretty much coming out and saying if Myles Garrett requests a trade and gets traded out of Cleveland, it may be a scenario where he requests a trade and get traded out of Cleveland as well. And then, if that's Denzel Ward's thought process behind it, nobody's not going to want to come here in free agency. And then on top of that, Joel Bitonio retired. Who else do you move on from that? You want to completely blow up this entire roster because of a bad quarterback move? Before this team, they went 11-5 without a QB. Essentially, the problem with the Cleveland Browns is when they feel like they can't win a Super Bowl, they're totally malcontent with playing on the season. They have no problems, no issues with putting on the season. Let's look back at the last 2 seasons. They didn't believe in their quarterback. They punted on it. They pretty much say, hey, Deshaun Watson's getting suspended. Let's just give up. Baker's hurt. Give up. Deshaun Watson just broke his shoulder. All right, we could compete a little bit. We was already good then, so they kept playing. All right, Deshaun Watson looks bad. Let's just give up. Last 4 seasons was totally dependent on the performance of the QB play. If this Cleveland Browns team and this general manager and this organization moved as a contender or not, only depended on the quarterback play. If you really sit back and look at it. When we was playing and we was doing good, they were going to get guys. They were going to get people. They were going to get talent. They wanted to be a contender. But when the quarterback play is not prevalent, they have no problem with just tanking. And that creates a negative narrative when players are going out there, they're busting their tails to go into work, and they're working out, they're playing through injuries, playing through tough conditions, playing in the snow, -degree temperatures, and the Cleveland Browns and this general manager and this front office don't give a damn about winning games. That's pretty much what it comes down to, guys. Nobody wants to play here and continuously deal with the stuff as far as the ups and downs of a 17-game season in the preseason. To lose 14 games. Nobody wants to do that. So when you got guys like Myles Garrett, the leader of your team and the best player on your team, saying, hey, I talked to some of the higher ups and I don't think the trajectory is going to line up from what we're doing and from what I'm doing, if that's Myles Garrett saying that, why wouldn't Denzel Ward listen to it? Why wouldn't Mark Emerson listen to it? Why wouldn't Greg Newsome listen to it? Why wouldn't Dalvin Thomason listen to it? Why wouldn't Grant Delpit listen to it? If Myles Garrett is saying it, why would anybody want to get drafted here? Why would anybody want to come here? If Myles Garrett is saying it. He is the same dude that's been here for 7 years, and it's the #1 pick. We drafted him. This is his team. He wants to leave his own team. It speaks volumes to how he feels about the general manager. It speaks volumes to how he feels about the head coach. He wants to win football games. So my biggest thing is, now it seems as if you trade Myles, you essentially gotta trade the entire roster. Because you gotta get Denzel Ward off here. You gotta get Myles Garrett. You're gonna get at least 3 first-round picks out of those 2 guys alone, and probably a second and a third, maybe some of that nature. But you're gonna get at least 3 first-round picks out of those guys. So trading away your cornerstone talent for picks sounds good today. But when the 2025 season come around and it's not Denzel Ward and Myles Garrett out there, it's going to look pretty bleak for us, y'all, on the defensive side of football. So I don't know how many games we win next year with Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward out. And then if that's the case, then this Browns team is almost a surefire thing to be a top 3 pick next year. So do you even punt? Do you force the QB play there? If you know you're not going to be good, do you force it? Do you just get Travis Hunter and call it a day and go home? I don't know, man. It's going to be really interesting to see. I think it depends on how they feel about this draft class, how they feel about these quarterbacks, and how they feel about their roster. Right now, it looked like if you trade Myles Garrett, you're trading everybody. So Myles Garrett, if anything, you got to keep him on this team if you want this team to do anything next year. If you want this team to sell anything to this fan base, you got to keep Myles on this team. But with Myles Garrett going out there and doing the interview that he did, talking the way he talked, talking about other teams, it's really disrespectful and a smack in the face to the Cleveland Browns franchise. This is a team that protected Myles, and after he hit a guy with a helmet, people thought he should have went to jail for that. It's the same team that protected him after the car crash and the car accident. It's the same team that beat the case that he needed to win Defensive Player of the Year, even though he didn't lead the league in sacks over T.J. Watt. It's the same team. It's the same fan base that supported him. When he came out and people tried to make him out to be some terrible person, and we helped him and fix his character and his reputation. So for now, him to go out there and pretty much spit in the face of everybody that's around, he pretty much said the roster isn't good enough to win. So he's talking directly about the talent. He don't trust Andrew Berry to compete, and then to say all that and come on the radio, and it's only been like a week of you. This team has did a lot for Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett has did a lot for this team, and it's not a surefire thing that he's gonna get traded. So I just feel like it's kind of crazy for him to go on a radio show like that, and now it's creating this trickle down effect. And unfortunately, y'all, this is just the beginning, man. Unfortunately, I thought this would be the end with Deshaun blowing his Achilles. But this is just the beginning of the end for this Cleveland Browns team, I feel like. And we're going to see where it goes. But y'all comment down below how I feel about it. I got to get to work. It's your boy, Will. I'm out. Peace.